What's up, everybody? Um, so as you guys may have guessed, the title says it all. Um, Last night on YouTube was the last straw for me. And before I get into that, I do want to say that I've seen everybody's comments about this and that and the other and blah blah blah. Like how people say like, oh, the internet needs to forgive you and da da da. Here's the thing. The internet don't need to do goddamn shit. Alright? I don't go based on what the internet says. I go based on real life. Okay? The internet is fake as fuck. People like Marty and all this crap are fake assholes with no lives. They're not real. They're fake as fuck. And what I mean by they're not real, they're not actually living the life that they're talking about. They're being fake. But me, I really do live my real life. I really am out here working my ass off for stuff that I want to do. I really am out here working my ass off on my music and getting back into anime and doing this gaming shit and trying to be successful with my Twitch again. I really am trying to do that shit, bro. I really am living that shit. But last night, I completely lost it. Last night was the worst night of my fucking life ever. Last night, Nicholas Beagler, aka Music Biz Marty, on YouTube showed his true colors and showed what kind of a monster he really is. For 6 years, I've been harassed and attacked. And last night was the worst night of my life, hands down. He broke me down so much that I bawled my eyes out on live stream. And it takes a lot for me to break down crying. It really does. But this morning when I was looking back on the situation, you know, it made me realize that it made me realize what kind of a monster he really is. And how sick and evil people can be. And to everybody else that wants to sit there and say like, oh, the internet needs to forgive you. You need to, you know, say what you did wrong. No, the fuck I don't. Because I already fucking admitted my wrongs. Everything I've done wrong, I've admitted my wrongdoings. Just because I don't say them doesn't mean I don't own up to what I did. Now, there is another side to that that I am going to speak on. People only see what I do wrong. They don't see what causes all this shit. See, you guys sit there and I know I'm gonna get hate in the comments for this, but I really don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like, how I act around you depends on how you fucking treat me. Okay? How I respond to you depends on how you treat me and what you say to me or what you do to me. When you go around attacking me and treating me like shit, guess what? I'm gonna fucking lash out. Especially when you push it to the point that Marty did last night. If you treat me with respect and treat me like a person, guess what? I'm going to treat you with respect right back. And I'm going to show you the love and respect that you deserve. I don't just go out here and lash out for no fucking reason. I don't do that. Everything I've done on YouTube as far as lashing out has been a direct result of how people treat me. Because Marty is, he said it himself last night. He's obsessed with me, and if he can't have me, then no one can. And that's not fair to me. This piece of shit took and attacked my biological mother, who passed away in a house fire many years ago. What kind of sick fuck does that? What kind of normal thinking human being does the things that he does? What he does ain't fucking normal, bro. It ain't normal. Marty set me up to make me look like a pedophile so that he can have his way with me. And no one seems to understand that concept, that Marty is the one that hired Mass Troll Mafia, aka Massel Reports, to do what she did to me. And what no one seems to fucking understand is that she actually is not allowed to do what she did. She is not a person of the law. I am not a person of interest by the FBI or any form of actual police force. I have no priors of being a fucking pedophile. You can look it up on my public record. I mean, seriously, you can go on Google right now and you can look up my public record. The only thing I have on me was when I went to jail in 2012 for hurting my mom's, which I ended up going to jail for 24 hours. I got out and I did a year of mandatory counseling, which I literally passed out with flying colors, and I have not been back to jail since then. That's the only thing I have on my record. And yes, when I went to jail, yes, at first it was assault and battery, but because it was my first time of being in jail, they lowered it down to a misdemeanor, and that misdemeanor was disorderly conduct towards a family member. That's it. I did my time, I got out, and I have not been back since. The shit that Music Biz Marty has done to me over the last 6 years, I can genuinely say I would not wish that on him, my worst enemy, no one. This man has ruined my life, possibly for the rest of my life. And that's not fair to me. That's not fair to my career that I've been trying to build over the last 10 years. That's not fair to my family, my friends, and my fans that want to see me do well and succeed. It's not fair to any of them. Like when you take something from the internet and you bring it into real life, that's where you're going too fucking far. Last night, I hit my breaking point. I really did. I hit my breaking point last night. I sat there on live stream, bawled my eyes out, begging for Marty to please stop and to leave me alone. But he refuses. A normal person does not go after another person like this relentlessly on a daily basis. A normal thinking person does like I do, tries to build your career, tries to do good, tries to live your life, tries to provide for your family, tries to do good for yourself. That's what a normal thinking human being does. But Marty, he is so obsessed with me that he has his little gang of trolls attacking me every day. Every day I get text messages, I get messages. Like the other day, I tried to make a brand new Twitch and get away from everything so I could start a brand new life for myself. Like I tried to start over so I can, do well for myself and get away from everything. But because Marty saw it, he reported me. And now every time I make a new account, he has people reporting it every day. And it's like I told my good friend Nick here, who's in the comments. And by the way, shout out to you, Nick, and shout out to you, Carolyn. What's up, guys? But it's like I told my good friend Nick last night. You know, when I signed on to YouTube back in 2010, I knew what I was in for. I expected hate. I expected to get some haters. I expected to get, some people that may not have been a fan of my stuff or whatever, and people talking shit. That I expected. But I in no way expected my real life to be affected the way that it has. Because of Marty and everything he's done, I don't even have a normal life anymore. Like, the normal life I once had, I no longer have. And shout out to Danny. What's good, bro? But because of Marty and what he's done to me over these years, I have no normal life anymore. Because of Marty, I've lost two very near and dear friends to me that I've known for years. People that I saw as family were forced to turn away due to the drama. And they were forced to believe a lie that I'm this pedophile that I'm not. What people don't seem to understand and what people have misconstrued for the truth is that I'm an evil person and that I'm a pedo, but I'm not. The truth is, Music Biz Marty set me up to look like a pedophile so that he could push everyone away from me so that I would have nobody to turn to but him in the long run. He wanted to drive everyone out of my life so that he would be the only one in it, so that I would only be able to turn to him and he could control me however he saw fit, and he could control what I do and what I don't do. And in doing that, that ruined my life. Marty is a sick, obsessed piece of fucking shit. And I'll be honest, do I wish ill on him? No. I might say those things, but really, what I want is for him to get the help that he needs. Because he does need help. And last night showed that. Last night's live stream where I confronted him shows that he needs help. And bad. Yeah, I know I've done a lot of fucked up shit that may not have been cool, and I may have made some mistakes, but I'm only human. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect. No one on this earth is perfect. We all make mistakes. But that doesn't mean that we should be held down to those mistakes for the rest of our natural life. I was set up by Marty. The way that I've been for these last several years is not who I want to be. The way that I've been these last few years is not who I want to be. I want to be who I was 6 years ago when I had a life. I was doing good for myself. And like I tried to tell Marty last night when he started attacking me, back in the day, before he started doing what he did, yes, my views on my music may not have been that much. But you want to know something? I was doing it the right way. I was doing it the correct way. I was building it up the right way. I was making friendships with people. I was building relationships with fans. And people actually liked me back then. Like, I can honestly say I hate who I am now. Like, I genuinely hate this person that they've turned me into. You know? I genuinely hate this person that I've become. These people have misconstrued me and made me out to be this monster so much that I don't know if I'll ever be able to get my life back. I'll be honest. I don't know if I ever will be able to get my real life back that I had. I mean, I would like to. I really would. I would love to be able to get back who I was. Those very few photos and videos that you guys see of me smiling and I'm actually having fun, those are rare for me nowadays. Like the videos where I was doing reactions and I was having fun. And the videos where I was building my fan base having fun. I was performing live shows on live stream, having fun and actually enjoying myself. Back 6 years ago, man, I used to be able to do a lot. I used to be able to go out and do photography. I used to film my own music videos. I used to create music on a daily basis that people would actually tell me to slow down. That's how much music I was making back then. I was making so much music that people were legitimately telling me to slow down on making it. Because that's how much music I was making in a day, in a week, in a month. I was focused. I was driven. But now, it's hard for me to even get up out of bed in the morning. Half the time, I don't want to get up. There are nights where I go to sleep hoping and praying to God that I don't wake up the next morning. Because I know the next morning what I'm going to have to face. And it's not something anyone deserves to face. And it's like I told Nick last night. Just like Up Church is the voice for small town folks like myself, I want to be that voice for the people like me that get bullied every day. for those that get trolled on the internet and don't have any friends. I want to be that voice for those people. Because when I was in school, dude, I was that outcast. I was that loner kid. I was that anime nerd that sat up in the library and read manga all day and hung out with very few friends. I was that social outcast. I was that kid that got bullied every day. I was that kid growing up. That was me. And for me to have to face that kind of bullying now on a worse scale is not fun. And as I said, I would never in my whole life wish any of the stuff that I've been through on anyone. I wouldn't wish it on Marty. I would not wish it on anyone at all, period. And I'll be honest, I just want to get my life back. I really do. That's all I've ever wanted for these last 6 years is to get my life back so I can be myself again. And for those of you that do show love and support and are a fan of my work and the stuff that I do, I want you guys to be able to see the real me that you've not gotten to see in a long time or if at all ever seen. You know? Like, I want you guys to be able to get to know me as a person, not this person that these people make me out to be on the internet. Like, I want to build a forever relationship with you guys and do stuff the fun way and have a community of like minded people where we can all get along and we can do good and we can be that change that the internet needs. Because there's so much toxicity and so much negativity on the internet now that it's hard for me to do anything. Did you know that you can literally Google my name and a whole bunch of bullshit that I've been put through comes up? There are literal articles talking about how I'm a supposed piece of shit, which I don't listen to them, but it still hurts reading that shit. It still hurts on a personal level knowing that these people buy into this garbage. This kind of the kind of fame that I was looking for is not this kind of fame that I wanted. I wanted the notoriety of doing good, not the notoriety of being made out to be something that I'm not. People think that like, oh, you could just ignore it and yada yada yada. And believe me, I wish I could. But as I said, Music Biz Marty has dipped his foot into my real life so far deep that I can't even take, and I'm not even joking when I say this, I can't even use the bathroom or take a shower without him fucking knowing. Like, this guy literally knows what I bought my family for Christmas. I got you, Danny. Don't worry, brother. I got you, bro. Like, let me ask you guys this. What kind of normal thinking person goes to that extent of wanting to know when you eat, when you take a shower, when you shit, when you do this, when you do that, like what you ate for breakfast, what you ate for dinner and lunch, like what kind of normal person thinks like that? That's not a normal thinking person's behavior. That is not a normal person's mindset. What kind of normal thinking person goes out of their way to ruin someone's life just because they turn them down? What kind of normal thinking person does that shit? That's not normal, dude. That's not. That is the mind of a fucking psychopath and a narcissist. Not to mention a fucking sociopath. And all three of those things is what Marty is. He's a psychotic sociopath, dude, with narcissistic tendencies. He wants to take everything he does and make me look worse. When that's not the case, he's the one that's the bad guy. He's the one that does all this shit to me, dude. I never asked for this. All I tried to do was do my music and have fun and build a community of fun loving people. And everybody always wants to ask me, why am I not making any money off my music? Why am I not able to do this? Why am I not able to do that? I could tell you why, motherfuckers. I could tell you why. Because Music Biz Marty. That's why. Because he wants to ruin my ways of making money. Every time I start to get a little bit ahead and I start to make money, he finds a way to ruin it for me. Whether it be by mass reporting me, by doing shit to get me reported and shut down, by stealing my music out from underneath of me, you name it. He does not want to see me make a dime without him. Let me put it to you this way. Music Biz Marty thinks he owns me. He really does. He thinks that I am his personal property and I'm not. I do not belong to him. If anything, I want nothing to do with him. And I know what everybody's going to say. Oh, you should try ignoring it. What do you think I've been trying to do for the last 6 years? What the fuck do you think I've been trying to do for the last 6 years? I've been trying to ignore it. But it's kind of hard to ignore when they drag your family and your real life into it. That's not something that you can just ignore. When they shoot a gun, when they fucking take a gun and shoot a bullet through your window and try to kill you, you can't ignore that. When they SWAT your house and you almost get killed by police, you can't ignore that. When you have motherfuckers showing up to your house every night, that's not an ignorable thing. You can't just go and ignore that shit. And all those things is stuff that he's done. I mean, when you have adult protective services showing up to your house almost every other week, how are you supposed to ignore that shit, dude? Like, tell me, how are you supposed to ignore that shit? You can't. What he's done is beyond unforgivable. And I can genuinely say, I feel bad for those that took their lives because of this man and his friends. I really do. I feel bad for those families. And to those families that did have somebody take their lives because of Marty and Masshole and Glory Hole and all them, I want to say this. You guys have my most deepest and most heartfelt condolences. No one deserves that. And to think 2 years ago, I was almost a statistic of that. 2 years ago, I tried to end my life twice because of these people and failed both times. And all I have to ask is this: when does it stop? Does it stop when I'm dead? Does it stop when I take my own life? Does it stop when the next person they go after takes their own life? When does it end? When does somebody step up and say enough is enough and actually make it for real stop? But here's the thing, Jason. Here's what you don't understand. My actions are a result of what they do, bro. How you treat me is how I react. My actions and how I respond depend on how you treat me and what you do and or say to me. And that's the concept I don't think you really understand, dude. Like, let's say, like, Jason, let me give you an example. Let's say that I met you in real life, right? Like, just for example here. Let's say I met you in real life and you didn't know me. Like, let's say that you did not know me, right? And you walked up to me and you said, "Hey, how you doing?" If you treat me like a decent person, I'm going to treat you like a decent person back. But when you go out of your way to treat me like shit and you start attacking my friends, my family, and my real life, that's where it needs to stop. Taking it and like saying shit to somebody on the internet, that's one thing. But when you bring their personal life into it, that's where it needs to stop, dude. And that's what Marty did. He drug my real life into it, dude. And yes, Jason, it does. And you're right, though. It doesn't stop, but it does matter. And that's the thing, bro. It does matter. And that's what you're not understanding, Jason. I do have self control. But when you go out of your way to attack someone's friends and family, do you know how many times I have sat out there on his channel and told him if he has a problem to take it up with me and to leave my friends and family out of it? Nick, Danny, Carolyn, they can all tell you for a fact that I have said that multiple times. I have sat right there and told Marty to leave my friends and family out of what he does. And that's what you're not seeming to understand. I got drug into this none I got drug into this troll community against my will. What? Alright. I got drug into this troll community unwillingly. Okay? Like I said, how you treat me is how I'm going to react. If you treat me like shit, I'm gonna treat you like shit. If you treat me like a decent human being, you have my respect and I'm gonna treat you like a good person. And when you go out of your way to attack my friends and my family, yeah, I'm gonna lash out. I'm gonna do shit. I'm gonna say shit that may be hurtful but needs to be said. It's one thing to talk shit about somebody on the internet. It is. That's one thing entirely. But when you drag someone's friends and family into it, that's where you're crossing a line. That's where it needs to fucking stop. And his obsession with me, it's sickening, dude. He needs help. And yeah, I know I might need a little bit of help, and that's true. But Marty needs true fucking help. He needs a shrink, a therapist. He needs to get the proper help. And he's so far gone that I don't know if he will be able to ever get help. And I feel bad for him for that. I do. This guy truly needs fucking mental help. He is so obsessed with me that it's unhealthy for him. His whole channel, his whole life is revolved around me for the last 6 years. And he needs help. Here's the thing, Azur. I don't pretend to be better than everyone. Alright? I don't pretend to be better than everyone, Azur. I don't. But you want to know what I do know? That I'm better than people like Marty. Because I don't go around bullying people, dude. I actually try to be a good person. I try to help people, bro. And unlike Marty and you guys, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. There is no gray area. There is no, oh, but you did this. No. Marty's wrong in doing what he did to me from the jump. I don't know about you, bro, but I was raised old school. There is no gray area. This shit is black and fucking white, dude. It's black and fucking white. Plain as day, dude. And I can honestly say, Azor, that's the one thing I hate about your generation. That is the one thing I hate about your generation. You guys seem to think that everything's gray area and that every little thing fucking matters and that, like, oh, he's over here attacking you and doing this, but you're over here doing this. Like, y'all need to stop that garbage, bro. I can tell you right now, by the way you act, you're a lot younger than me, dude. I'm 32 fucking years old. I'm old school, boy. I was raised the old school way. You, however, obviously were not. Your mom and daddy probably fucking coddled your ass your entire fucking life. Me, I was forced to fight my entire life. I was forced to work my ass off, bro. You weren't. Hell, you're that kid. Ezra, let me tell you something, bro. You're that dude that had the fucking nice ass house, the nice family, dressed real nice, putting on the table every night after dinner, all this fancy shit. That was you, bro. Me, I grew up working my ass off my whole life. Alright? I come from a backwoods farm family where everything we wanted, we worked our asses off for, bro. I don't come from a rich background. I come from a family of hard workers. Everything I wanted that I have now, I worked my ass off for. Everything. Everything I have done that I have gotten, I have busted my ass for. I have worked my ass off for everything I have. I didn't just sit around and do nothing. I actually worked for it. But what do people like you do? What do you do that's so brilliant? What are you doing to help people, Azura? What are you doing to stop the trolling? You say you're a real motherfucker. No, you ain't. You say you're a real motherfucker. No, you ain't, Azura. You're fake as fuck. Just like your little friend Casey up there, bro. See, you ain't have to work a goddamn day in your life the way that I did. You didn't grow up fighting the way I did. You want to know how I help people, dude? By putting my story out there, by being a friend to people that get bullied. Because let me tell you something, bro. Growing up, I was that kid that got bullied, dog. I was that kid that got attacked. I am that dude that gets attacked. What? Yeah. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah, no, you're not, Casey. You're at home sitting in your mama's basement. That's where you at. Sorry about that. Y'all had to take care of something. Hey, Casey, let me ask you something, motherfucker. If you're at work, if you're at work, bro, what are you doing sitting up on here? Like, if you're at work, what are you doing sitting up on here, bro? Shouldn't you be doing your job? Shouldn't you be fucking working, bro? See, that right there shows me and proves to me that you're not working. That does. That shows that, bro. If you're working, you're not going to be on here. That shows that you don't have a job, that you don't have a life, bro. I mean, you guys sit there and you say that you work. No, the fuck you don't. If you're working, you ain't gonna have time to be on someone's live stream attacking them like that, bro. Like, if you're working, you're not gonna have time to be over here attacking somebody and doing this and doing that and the other. You ain't gonna have time for that shit because you're gonna be busy fucking working, dude. That's how I know none of you motherfuckers work. That's how I know Marty don't work. That's how I know none of you motherfuckers work. Because every time I go live, you motherfuckers are right there. You don't fucking work. You don't do shit. Dude, I do artwork. I do music. I do all kinds of shit, bro. I do gaming streams. I do all kinds of shit. I'm a content creator. I'm an artist of both kinds of regular artwork and music. I'm an artist of both fucking kinds, bro. I actually try to do shit for a living. What do you fucking do? What do you do that's so good? What are you doing to help humankind, bro? What are you doing that's so good? What are you doing to help stop suicide? What are you doing to help stop bullying? Nothing. And trust me, Carolyn, you're on the right track, though, Carolyn. You really are. You're on the right track. And I know damn well you're going to do some good shit with that. I guarantee you're going to do some good shit. I promise you that. Just keep up what you're doing and you're going to be doing good. I promise you that. But for real though, dude, what do you trolls do that's so good, huh? What do you do to help prevent suicide? What do you do to be a friend? What do you do to help motherfuckers out? What do you got? What do you trolls do to prevent bullying? What do you do to prevent suicide? It's pretty funny to me, and I am gonna bring this up, but it's pretty funny how you guys tell me and you sit there and y'all say, "Oh, we don't want you to take your life," and blah blah blah. But yet every time I'm at that breaking point on a live stream, you guys sit there and you fucking laugh about it. Like, which is it? Do you guys want me to take my life or not take my life? Take your goddamn pick. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. You just can't do it. And it's funny, y'all sit there and say you want me to do better. No, you don't. If you guys wanted me to do better, y'all would leave me the fuck alone and let me do my shit in goddamn peace. And let me have a Twitch. Let me have a YouTube channel. Let me make my fucking money how I need to make it, bro. Let me do my fucking music. Let me do my streams. Let me do my fucking artwork. Let me get fucking paid for the shit that I do that I've worked my ass off for the last 10 years. Let me do that shit, bro. Let me do what I need to do to make money my way. Alright? Let me do what I need to fucking do to make that money. Let me do what I need to fucking do to make the money that I know I can make and that I have made in the past. And that's what y'all don't seem to get. And this is what confuses me. This is where my biggest confusion is. You guys tell me to get a job, okay? Oh, trust me, Nick, I've seen that shit, and I do like that. But this is what confuses me, and like I said, this is the biggest question I've always had. You guys sit there and you tell me to get a job, right? Okay, I get a job doing something I love to do, and I'm good at it, and I start making real money at it. And I mean real fucking money, not like little $50 here, $20 here. No, like real fucking money that I can help my family with over time. We're talking $111 a month, if not more, to be able to help my family. Real fucking money, dude. Like real fucking shit. Real money that I can make a living from. And that's including with record sales. That's including merchandise sales. That's including paid subscribers. That's including all of that together. The 111 plus whatever I make on the back end off of merchandise sales and album and record sales. That's all that put together. You put all that shit together, bro, and I'm set. I can make a living. And I start to do that. I start to do good. But then you guys come in and you yank it away from me for no reason. Why? Because it's not the stereotypical job that you guys want me doing? Well, I'm sorry, but I have just as much right to be on the internet as you guys do. I really do. I have every right to be on here, just as much as the next guy. And that's why this right here represents me so well. But before I get into that, I want to say something. There's something that I learned from Upchurch a few years ago. And this is something that stuck with me all these years since learning about Upchurch. You can't write a song that you ain't living. You can you can write a song that you ain't living, but here's the thing. If you're writing a song you ain't living, your lifespan is gonna be that fucking long. But if you're writing a song that you're really living, you can free roam the shit, dude. You can free roam the shit and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Everything I talk about in my music, just like church, just like Ryan Upchurch, dude. Every song that I write, I live every day. I live through the depression. I live through the suicidal thoughts. I live through the PTSD. I live through the not wanting to wake up the next morning. I live through going through hell and back. I live through the bullying. I live through this shit every day. And all my songs are a reflection of that shit that I've been put through all these years. Whether it's a certain period of time where I was in an abusive relationship, mentally, verbally, and emotionally, or whether it's a song about me not wanting to get up the next day because I know what the fuck I'm gonna have to deal with and waking up with that sinking feeling of depression and not wanting to do anything. I live every single song I spit. Every day. I live that shit, bro. And just like in writing music, you need to be true to yourself. Because if you're acting one way on the internet and you're acting another way in real life, you're fake as fuck. Me, how I am in real life is how I started out on YouTube. And that's all I've ever tried to do is be my fucking self. But yet, when I'm myself, I get shit on. Like, y'all want to sit there and call me fake and this and that and the other, but I'm one of the very few old school YouTubers left that actually is themselves. Like, I don't sit here and pretend to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet. I don't. I don't pretend to be the next Hulk Hogan or the next, Eminem or the next Tom McDonald. I don't pretend to do that shit. But I do know for a fact that I'm better than half you fucking trolls out there that try to rap. I know damn well that I'm better than half these fucking mumble rappers out here that don't talk about shit except guns, drugs, drive-bys, and booze and sex. And getting stoned and all this other shit. My music is real life. And that's all my music's ever been about is real fucking life. So for y'all to come in and fuck up my world because you want me to be something that I'm not, I'm sorry. It ain't gonna fly like that. At one point I was doing good. I was on a major label. I was signed to a professional label before you trolls came and fucked it up. And my hard work showed that. But because y'all wanted me to be something that I'm not, y'all motherfuckers got me fired for no goddamn reason, bro. Like, where's that fair to me? Where's that fair to my career? Like, and I know a lot of people are always like, "Oh, it's fake, it's fake." No, the fuck it wasn't, dude. That shit was legit. And like I said, I was doing good. I was hanging out with people back in the day that I looked up to. I got to meet some of the people that I look up to, that I've gotten to work with, and that I've had a good time with. And I respect the shit out of those people even still. But what gets me is why y'all trolls feel like you have every right in the fucking world to rip away the career that I had that was just starting to take off and do well. Like, it was just starting to take off and do good. But then y'all ripped it away by getting me fired from my fucking label. Why? Because y'all don't want to see me win. You don't want to see the little guy do good. You don't want to see the little guy like me do well in life. And you know why? It's because you trolls are lazy as fuck. You ain't got the balls or the drive to do what I fucking do. You ain't got the goddamn guts to get off your ass and do whatever the fuck you want to do. So y'all feel like if you can't do it, why should anybody else be allowed to? You say I'm projecting, but really you trolls are the ones that are projecting. Because you ain't got the goddamn balls to get off your motherfucking asses and do what you want to do with your life. And that's why this song right here that I'm about to play for you guys, shout out to Bubba Church, by the way. Shout out to Up Church, man. And by the way, shout out to the rest of the Up Church fans, man. Shout out to Creek Squad. Fucking love you guys. But this song right here really represents that in a good way. Like, this song right here represents everything I was just talking about and how I chase my shit, how I keep going after it. In the sight of a shine, and the sparkle that once was gets tarnished in life. They forget what they was after they fall off the track, and their vision that was vivid is lost in this. Like, come on, bro. I created a whole ass genre of music. What have you trolls done? Nothing. And they regret not chasing after they had the ambition. The ambition fades away like a red on the rose, and the regret sucks the life from everybody else. But my rose ain't red. It won't die, but ain't fake. But when I die, I'll drown myself in this lyrics I speak. Light, light. I ain't no stranger to the pain. I put the sunshine in my gray clouds. Words on the climax. So deep in the street now. This is the sound of the street name. Just one place back. Roads, one friend, and then my way. Everything's so far. All the things that will keep chart. This is no doubt. So don't say with your heart. This is the best. I'm still on spot like a car heart. Don't ever forget what place that made you that person that you are. Wheels turning on that runway. Last year's blues brothers souls chasing Jose. Caught up in the storm of life that gets me excited. I guess you could say, I guess you could say that I'm chasing wild life. times that I can't hear myself think. I go back to time to set me something doing nothing. When all my friends are talking, rolling up and cherry something. Jack in my Dr. Pepper. I'm going back fast and that makes it look better. I'm going to drink some beer. I'm going to see the sun call and then look, it ain't winning. Well, turning on that one way. Last year's blues broken songs chasing motivate. Caught up in the storm of life that gets me excited. I guess you could say that I'm chasing wild lightning. Chasing wild lightning. Chasing wild lightning. Chasing wild lightning. Oh well, ask me if I fucking care, dude. I don't. And like I told you, Casey, and I'm gonna tell you all this right now. If you don't like what the fuck I do, then go the fuck somewhere else, bro. Don't like it, get the fuck off my shit and go somewhere else, dumb fuck. For real, don't like it, go the fuck somewhere else, douchebag. The fuck out of here. Alright, so you want to sit there and say that I'm a mumble rapper, sir? I got something for your ass. By the way, Nick, this one's for you, dog. Nick, Carolyn, this one's for you too. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. Watch roses on my head, on in my name and golden carrots shoes up. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. John Lennon, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. Watch roses on my head, on in my name and golden carrots shoes up. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. I'm gonna be a fucking legend. Gonna live that 27. Cause it gets so far down, house so burn it. Watch you think it's in. You fucking know you ain't rapping like I don't give a shit. Once upon a time, I scrambled for that 686. And I cherish the time like diamond and nickels that free my soul. No family kept me hungry cause I hated the struggle. Took my time in construction, I took a huge leap of faith. And now they know the dude who's rapping with that gap in their face. Little Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my head, so in my name when golden carrots shoes up. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. When I'm gone, my fucking chains will still be chilling. And all my fans will still be out here tearing shit up, raising hell and yelling. Let my sound will live 1,000 years of future as a skeleton blood. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. I ain't used to this life, but hell, I'm willing to take it. If I'm gonna be famous, then I guess I'll make it famous. Sometimes my transportation when the boots on the pavement. And all the time and get this and this and that, start letting paint. Niggas gonna remember trying to mama get me believing. Cause for a fight for consist, so my damn heart started beating. There's the thinkers in the video, they pop in the street, me. They catch a little finger saying, fuck the celebrity. Little Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. Watch it roll on, hands on in my name and golden carrots goes up. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. When I'm gone, fucking jail will still be jamming. And all my fans will still be out here tearing shit and raising hell and let my sound down. When it is 1,000 years, I'm still jamming this skeleton club. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend. Small time, shine, sip, and tell me woman with a beat drop. Stretch my level high, on my head is me binoculars. Now look nobody, now I'm the beast of the time. There's a big the blessings, I got shooters on time. There's a just going through all of these sticks. Staying humble to my people, I'm the king of the stick. You know the jungle, the jewels, and I'm the ghost of my soul. You know I'm going for gold, that's the story that never told. Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. When I die, I just wanna be a legend. White roses on my head, so in my name and golden carrots goes up. When I die, I'm gonna be a fucking legend.
Go my fucking chain, still be jetted. And all my favorites still be out here tearing shit up, raising hell and yelling at my sound with liquid thousand years of still jamming as good as we could. When I die, gonna be a fucking legend.
Do I really need to prove myself to you anymore, Casey or Azur? I don't think I fucking do. So you're saying y'all two fucking fuck buddies can go the fuck somewhere else, bro? I am a leader, you should follow. I just keep up with the one desperado. And that's the thing about it. It's like taking that song, and I'm gonna be a hillside. I'm making up the same shit and never all roll by. On my boots, but only on the south side. On my boots, and only on my outline. And the leader, you should follow. I just keep up with the one desperado. You up with the one desperado. I'm trying to keep up with me. I'm only really getting done been to see. I was learning most of them backwards be. I'm back with where the words backwards be. Cause the backwoods never turn his back on me. I'm on the fall down, close to the whole thing. Right, and don't see. And don't see. You shouldn't follow. I just keep up with the wild desperado. And in my mind, when the things like shaking, making that song good. And I'm gonna be the hillside. Cause they gon' run the chain, shaking on me all roll by. Cause on my boots, and on me on the outside. Cause on my boots, and you know my outline. I am the leader, you shouldn't follow. I just keep up with the wild desperado. Big brother, I'm a older cousin. I was guns and I'm a cousins and guns and leading countries like guns and guns and guns and bitches out of hope. The really noise is flyers, the simple days of something, motherfucker. Yo, you better damn bro. You know the mission from right around for the vibes up. Catch me downtown, where from the rooftop. It's the shit, where fuck shop. I know where I'm going without knowing where I'm going. And in your mind blowing, and you look at my blowing. Within my head, cause the wind is broke, keep going. I'm one of a couple body musical components. I am a leader, you should follow. I just keep up with my desperado. Making that song, I'm up in the hillside. I'm singing on the drain, shaking make me all roll by. On my boots, but only on the south side. On my boots, on my outline. In the leader, you shouldn't follow. I just keep up with the one desperado. I just keep up with the one desperado. Yo, Raj, what up, man? How you doing, bud? I just keep up with the one desperado. Hey, Raj, how you doing? Skin, what's good, bro? Why did you just lie? Oh, yeah, that's from. When was that? What was that last stream from? Oh, that was from last. What was that from last night? But what I was getting at with those two songs, man, is this. I'm that dude that comes from nothing, man. I'm that dude that comes from nothing that didn't have very much growing up. My family barely got by, especially after my dad retired from the military. So we always had to live month to month to month to month, paycheck to paycheck. And growing up, I knew what I wanted to do from an early age. I knew that, I wanted to do something music wise or something in that area. Because it got to a point when, you know, after Hurricane Charlie hit, I knew what I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. But after Hurricane Charlie hit in '04 and we moved up here to Ohio, man, we were homeless for a year, living out of the back of my mom's car for a fucking year, living storage unit to campsite, storage unit to campsite for a fucking year, man. I watched my mom bust her ass for over a fucking year, waiting tables. For over a fucking year and a half, bro, waiting tables, trying to make ends meet, trying to save up money to get the place that we have now. Like I sat there and watched her every day, every night in tears, wondering how we gonna eat the next day, how we gonna survive, what are we gonna do? I watched her go through that for a fucking year. And it was in those moments when I hit high school, when I was in high school, it was in those moments that I realized, man, I gotta do something. I can't just sit here and watch my family go through this anymore. Because my family is the reason I'm here today. And the reason I say that is because of this. When I was born 1 pound 2 ounces or 1 pound 10 ounces. And I was born with one kidney and one very severely underdeveloped lung with a 1% chance of survival. My head was the size of my birth mom's fist, and my arms and legs were the size of her pinkies, bro. I had a 1% chance of survival. And yeah, it's true that my birth mom wasn't able to take care of me, but that was because she had shit going on that was not in her control. So my grandmother adopted me, raising me my whole goddamn life, which is the reason why I'm here. Because she went against what the doctors had said. She went against everything they said. And because of that, as a result, I'm here today. So I owe my family literally everything. And I want to be able to give back to my fucking family because they gave me everything, bro. I want to be able to give back to people like myself, to my family, to other people like myself that get bullied, that ain't got nobody to fucking turn to, that ain't got a friend, that ain't got somebody that they can call a cousin or a brother. I want to be that dude that is there for those kinds of people, man. But how am I supposed to do my job and do that if y'all motherfuckers are constantly stealing my music, constantly tearing me down, constantly fucking up what I'm trying to do? How am I supposed to do any of that? I want a better life for my family. I do. I really do want a better life for my family. But how am I supposed to do that if y'all motherfuckers won't even leave me alone long enough to do what I need to fucking do to make that money, to make that bank, to get my shit out there the right way, and build up a fan base of motherfuckers that actually enjoy my music? Like, come on, bro. I created a whole ass new genre of fucking music, bro. I created a whole ass new genre of fucking music back in 2018. Well, it was done in 2010, but I created a whole ass new genre of fucking music, which is something that none of y'all trolls have ever done. None of y'all trolls have ever created a whole ass new genre of fucking music, bro. I've actually done that shit.
At Walmart, shop last minute savings on amazing
Let me
gifts
show you.
with only a few days left.
You wanna know what the fuck I did? Let me show y'all what the fuck I've done. Let's put it this way. I took all the basic elements of EDM, right? Basically, what I did, the way I created a whole ass brand new genre of music is like this. I took your shit from EDM. I took your basic drops, your basic bass drops from dubstep. I took chill wave shit. I took club synth. Like all your basic forms, like all your different genres of club music, like EDM music, I broke that shit down along with dubstep and every other subgenre of that style, and I created this, which I released in 2018, motherfuckers. Say, see, I've actually fucking done shit, dude. So I don't see how you trolls can sit there and say like, "Oh, you've not done anything." Really? Let's see if I can find it here. Alright, the right one was that. That looks some of my old shit. Alright, come on, bro. I banged out a fucking dope ass Linkin Park remix, bro. What have you trolls done? Nothing. Like, check this shit out. This is a remix I did 5 years ago, actually. Damn. Or, how about this? Like, do I really need to continue to fucking prove myself? I don't think I do. Wait, what's in the dark music list? Oh, the online shit, okay. Like, what I genuinely want to know is this, man. What the fuck is it gonna take for y'all motherfuckers to leave me the fucking hell alone, dude? Like I don't get it, dude. Alright, come on, dude. I even did this shit right here. Like, how many motherfuckers do you know that can do that fucking shit, bro? Like, how many motherfuckers do you know can do a cover like that, bro? Name one fucking person that can do that shit. One. That isn't on YouTube, that's one of you guys. One of you trolls. Go ahead, I'll fucking wait. Because I bet none of you motherfuckers can do the shit that I do. And I just find it fucked up that you trolls, like, you feel like you have to do this shit. Like, you dumb fucks really fucking think that you, like, have to do this shit. And it makes no sense to me. Creating playlist. Oh look, more of my music that y'all are stealing, which I can easily take back. Not that hard for me to do, bruh. Like, I'm literally just scrolling here through all this fucking music that I've done that y'all taking, which I am gonna be taking back. I'm not fucking playing. Alright, now we're getting down to more of the music shit. There's just like video after video after video after video after fucking video here.
We're good now.
Oh look, the Drip record I said on Grid 2019. Nice. I've been looking for that video.
No, Joe, it's your
I do not know I'm doing this. Hold on, let me see this real quick. God, that was, how long ago was it? Oh, that, alright. Never mind, I thought that was a short that I did off of my TikTok. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, that is true. And like I said, I can go back at any given time and take back all my shit super easy. Sorry. Alright, not gonna lie, that me slapping Chris Rock thing, that actually was funny as fuck. I actually watched that shit. I did actually watch that video of me supposedly slapping Chris Rock. That shit was actually funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, watch this, y'all. What did you give in? Honestly, I don't know, dude. I honestly don't know, Steve. Wait, what the fuck?
Alexa, is Chance Wilkins really a pedophile?
Cyrax.
is definitely a pedophile.
What the
He
fuck?
sent a masturbation video.
Wow, talk about a setup, bro. Talk about a fucking setup, dude. That's funny. That's real cute. That's cute. Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. Facebook can be a joke at times. But like I said in the beginning, like I was getting at the very beginning of this video, I know I went into a lot of stuff and I spoke about a lot of things, and I've proved a lot of points. But one thing that I do want to get clear is that I am taking I'm still gonna be on Facebook and shit, but I'm not gonna be really doing much. Like, I'm not gonna be, doing very much. I'm gonna be, getting back and focusing on my fucking music and doing what I need to do because honestly, man, I'm tired of staying stuck in this fucking spot. Like, everybody always tries to tell me, like, oh, you're not gonna get anywhere or do anything, and I want to prove them wrong, dude. Like I said in the very beginning of this video, that guy that you guys saw 6, 7 years ago, that had a girlfriend, that had a life, that was doing good, that's who I want to get back to being. That fun-loving anime gamer nerd that has a great girlfriend, that has a life again. That's what I want to get back to. And sitting up on YouTube and doing this and that, that's not gonna fucking cut it, dude. So that's why I am taking a break to focus on my shit and, do what I need to fucking do. And who knows, maybe in a month or two I'll be able to come back and do Twitch. Who knows? I don't know. But this shit seriously needs to fucking stop, dude. Last night for me was the last straw. Last night for me on Marty's channel was, like I said, that was genuinely the worst night of my entire life. Like, last night was by far the worst night of my entire career, of my entire life. Am I ever going to make a Twitter? I do have a Twitter. I actually share a lot of my screenshots from Xbox on there. I just haven't logged into it in like for fucking ever, but I am going to be making a brand new one where I'll be posting anime stuff and all kinds of shit. I'll be posting gameplay pics and all kind of stuff. So I will be making a Twitter. That is going to happen. And before you ask, I do have Instagram. I just don't use Instagram very much. Because I've never really been one for Instagram. Like, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's a great platform to post pics and shit. But I've just never really been one for Instagram. Like, I like it. I'll use it from time to time, but I don't use it as much as, say, like, Facebook or, soon to be Twitter. You know? Like, I want to get back to being the person that I should have been all these years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that person that a lot of you old school people, like Mary Jane, like, I want to get back to doing that. Everybody always asks me, when am I going to come out with a new Darkness film? I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to film movies again. I want to be able to do music videos, create music, and do my shit that I used to do and have fun doing it again. Like, that's the person I want to be again. That fun-loving gamer, anime nerd that does good movies, that does good music videos, and has fun. And is able to help people along the way. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to get back to. not this garbage that Marty that made me out to be. Matter of fact, let me show you guys something real quick. I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to see one of my old videos that I did from like a real long time ago. Oh god, there's that contest. That shit was weird as fuck. No, that ain't the right one. Sorry, I'm looking for a certain video here that I want you guys to see. And I think I may have passed it. Sorry, I'm looking for the channel here and I'm not seeing where the fuck it's at. Yo, that was from fucking 9 years ago, goddamn. Sorry, I'm looking for something in particular here, man. Like, I'm looking for the channel that I did a long fucking time ago. Wait, is this it? Huh. Wait, why do I have saved bands twice? Hey, my song Black Girl, I remember that shit. Wait, what the actual fuck? I knew Avengers permanent. Hey, I'd love to be in the Avengers, bro. I fuck with Avengers. What the actual living fuck? That's weird. I'm telling you that some of these channels y'all come up with, y'all are fucking creative as shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like y'all out here trying to pretend to be me is so fucking bad. It's funny as fuck. Oh look, you guys even made it look like people were reacting to my videos that weren't reacting. That's cute. That's cute. God, I can't find it. I don't know, man. But anyways, guys, I am about to hop off here, man, because I got shit I need to do. Um, I won't be. I am gonna say this before I go, though. I will not be making a brand new Twitch for a while. Um, so yeah, and if anybody can help shut down William Glory Hole, please do. All right. If anybody has any way to legitimately, and I mean legitimately, make this shit stop, please do. Because last night, like I said, was the worst night of my fucking life. Glory Hole, Marty, all these people need to fucking stop. They really do. Like, I'm just a normal dude trying to live his life, man, that's all. I'm a normal dude trying to live his life who is trying to get his life back together that people have torn down. That's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to get back to being myself and, taking back my life that people took away from me. That's all I'm trying to do, man. That's it. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys later, man. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.